should be connected.
No, I have tried. I will say I've done this. There are some rooms that shouldn't have them. Like for instance, the final boss with Darth Maul, or not the final boss, the final fight with Darth Maul. That room shouldn't have any load zones, so theoretically it should be able to work in there. But I mean that isn't really beneficial, to be honest. But
Yeah.
still a good place to like try it.
For sure. Alright, just about loaded, and I'll just chill out by you. Well, then drop out when it's appropriate. Get that droid visual glitch again. Alright.
I'll get it fast.
I think the important part now is that the audio is on this time. I wonder one day I should go through this level with all the mini kits. I mean, I'm assuming you basically collect every single stud that's out. Okay, so you just got it. And I'll just stay dropped in for now. And then should I kill you or?
Yeah, because I'm stuck in the wall.
Alright. Oh, you have a power up right now, so I can't actually kill you. You collected a power up.
Yeah, I pick up everything.
And I'm disappearing that thing again. Alright. So now you're dead. Oh, I killed you again somehow. You're still up in the wall. I can keep
changing characters. I should be able to get out doing that.
Okay, you got out of the wall.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not even going to be dropped in. Can you even,
droid. Like,
can you even tell what character you're on? Or
yeah, just do your screen.
yeah, maybe you can fly a bit and then go over to the mini kit. Maybe we can look at that for a little bit longer. But yeah, I like how you died and it like. Okay, there. You went to buy the droids at the beginning. Okay, this camera's amazing. Oh, okay. There you are.
So I'm just gonna be going to the sky. Hit a hit there. Should be
You hit a bomb that was on the ground. One of those bombs just kind of lying around the map. You hit another one of those. Also, yeah, also, since I saw you collect studs, like, so, I would assume you gotta go, like, a little more left. You're going up.
Usually these guys are not a problem, but they're not a fan of me today.
I could probably drop in and kill them. Oh, maybe not. Oh, okay. Oh, where did they go? Oh, wait, they all died. Oh, the other ones. I can just deal with these droidicas probably.
Bing, bing.
I don't know what's happening. Why my bolts aren't even registering. Okay, well, it's whatever. You can just head over. I think you're fine. I'll drop out. You gotta go further to the left.
Oh, God.
That's a wall.
Yeah, you kind of just went through there.
Yep, that's the one I want. Hold on.
You gotta go. I think it's directly to your left, like that cage, and then to the
Yeah,
left.
this game is not wanting me to go left. That's oh, there we go.
Okay, okay. You're in the first one. You can already force. Oh, okay. Now you're too far. Yeah, you can force it now. Oh, no, you can't. You gotta go a little. Yeah, there you go. Okay, and then you can force it again. Oh. You gotta go up left a bit. There you go.
Force. Use the force, Anakin.
Next one. Yeah, you're on the next one. A little up to the left. Yep, you got it now. And the next one's top, up to the right. Alright, there's the mini kit. It's there now, but now you gotta fly up and collect it.
Well,
Ran all the way towards the camera. You're gonna hit a bomb. You avoided. Oh, that was a good angle if you held that a little bit. Oh, yeah, keep holding that angle. Go a little bit up. Maybe you can hit the mini kit. Ah, went a little too far. Also, just for people watching, maybe you should just fly as high as you can, just once, so people don't think it's like online lag or something.
okay. Let me find the angle. Oh, there's the angle.
What the heck? I think there was a. I don't know if it was a bomb hitbox or your hitbox is like. The game thinks your hitbox is down there, but you're like way up here. Weird. You got warped all the. You're all the way by Obi-Wan pillar now. Maybe it's like at least visually it's showing you way up in the air. But maybe your hitbox is actually down by the ground, possibly.
I know if you actually like get into collision and you let go, that you can like warp on the top, on the top of that particular barrier. I also know that you can get beyond whatever. I think it's just a particular. I think there's some things in the way of getting all the way up in the skybox. I have gotten all the way up in the skybox before, so it should be possible.
It's weird because like some walls, like it's like your hitbox. They think your hitbox is on the ground, but then there's just some walls where it's like you just go straight through like a pillar or something. Maybe it's like the walls on the edge of this map like go infinitely high or something. This camera angle is amazing.
The strangest thing to me currently is that it's, in this instance specifically, it's because like in the last time we just did it, you saw me go like much higher than this.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's like stopping me from going that high, and that's very strange to me. That's never happened
Because you're hitting like an invisible wall way up high, Which, honestly, I don't think that invisible wall is supposed to be that high. I think your hitbox, like... I can see your shadows, like obviously it shows you flying, and your shadow on the ground's also, like, flying. But I think it maybe detects your hitbox down there.
There we go. It's jumping. That's what helps.
Okay, so now you're going...
I think it's like, I don't know. I think maybe jumping is a way for the game to be like, oh, it's like a way that there is a check for where I am. Then jumping is a way for the game to be like, oh, he's here. 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 And you just keep doing that so you can continuously go up. If that makes sense.
You might be in a wall right now. Turn around and see maybe if you go, like, if you can get more height, go in a different direction. Because I feel like you're running into a wall right now. And maybe it's just visually because you're so high up that doesn't, like, you are gaining height, but I just can't tell. But...
I'm gonna keep doing it for a minute, because if I remember correctly, like, eventually, like, the actual, like, texture behind us changes after we go it's so high.
I have no idea what your coordinates are right now, or how high you have to go before the texture changes or something like that, but I'd assume you're fairly high up. Oh, you just got warped all the way to the ground. Did you hit something that warped you all the way to the ground, or?
I just let go because I'm trying to get a better, like, angle for people to see. I think this will be good. Fuck is that? Did you see that?
I think that's part of the arena, like just the... Oh, did you... I think you hit a skybox or something, like the height limit, maybe? It felt like you hit something on the top. Oh, wait.
There we go.
Now, like, this seems like it would be the skybox.
I can't see what I'm talking about. This would be like a great incentive for like a run.
I can't even... It's like moving a bit. Are those like supposed to be like clouds or something?
Yeah, I think it's like sand clouds because we are in like a desert planet.
I can't tell if you're at the hitbox or the skybox right now or not, but you are definitely way up there.
Oh my god, my finger hurts.
There, maybe do you want to like, I don't know if you want to explain anything, but this time it has like audio rolling on the thing so I can hear you.
Oh yeah, sorry, I did it before and then now I'm just not thinking about it. I think that this is most likely desync. That's the reason that you're able to do this. You're in this state already without having like someone come in from like online cooperatively. The reason that the co-op helps is because it allows me to basically, like, the second person is like another camera angle that is set to basically like the default camera angle that you get when you first spawn in, and it's just a way for me to be able to see what I'm doing. The most unfortunate thing about this is that this map has no load zones, so there's not really anything you can do like practical with this particular glitch. It just is really cool looking. But anytime you get a black screen by doing a hitbox warp or a death warp, you can theoretically do this. It just is difficult. You would need to, if it was a hitbox warp, you're probably going to get stuck in the wall temporarily like you saw in the beginning. So you would need to find a way to navigate the second player with probably another controller to kill you and then get you out of the wall while not being able to see. unless we can find some other way without this particular, like beyond this particular method. The screen is black now. Holy fuck. Um, beyond this particular method of using the online system, um, to see the screen. If we can find a local way to do it, that'd be ideal. But if you did it, I guess we could try to do it with a death warp to see if that makes it a little bit easier. Where if you do it with a death warp, you'll just spawn somewhere on the map, and you'll be able to navigate based upon like where you do it. You'll know exactly where you are. And on Lego Star Wars 2 and all the other games where for some reason you always black screen when you do a warp, those games are going to be the ones that this is going to be a huge, like very big tech for that particular game. Like this is pretty groundbreaking. But I had no idea till recently.
Also,
that,
sorry to interrupt, but I think also, like, considering you were hitting bombs and collecting studs, like, your hitbox is there, so it'd be possible to hit transitions as well. And the initial way you got out, I'm pretty sure it wasn't even because I killed you. It might have just been because you switched characters. Because I was killing you and you were still in the wall. It might have been because you switched to a particular character or something and got out. Yeah, if you could, like, get out of the wall, it seems, you get into this state where you just go through other walls and can fly.
This
and your
is
hitbox
not
is
tied
there.
in any way to having him in the game. All that having him in the game does is allow me to see the screen so that I can like actually showcase it.
Yeah,
I am in this state before he's in the game.
yeah. I just was literally there just for a viewing point. Like I might have killed him a couple of times at the wall to try and fix it. Oh, we got warped to the ground. To like help him get out of the wall. But other than that, like, it's been nothing. I've done nothing. He did the Hickox warp, and then I've just been watching him float around the map, and it's nothing to do with just playing online. It's just an Xbox thing.
No, it's once he leaves, it kind of messes with the desync because him being in the game just affects like me doing the hitbox warp. What it ends up doing is the game is he leaves, it does like a connecting session, and then it obviously just goes to a local game, and then after that, because of the particular conditions that sorry, someone tried to call me. Because of the particular conditions I created, once he's gone, the game permanently thinks that he's in the game, and it kind of resets my, like, I guess whatever it is that is happening whenever I do the hitbox warp, whether it's desyncing me or it's distorting my hitbox, that kind of gets reset. So once he leaves, it goes away. But before he is in the game, it's still there. It just so happens that it resets it when he goes. Probably something to do with the connection kind of, or like putting you in a default state again, like correcting whatever it is the glitch is, the exploit is creating. So, long story short, in any game that you can do any game you can like constantly do have a black screen from doing a hitbox warp or a death warp, you'll be able to do this.
Yeah, and also just for clarification, on Laxus' screen right now, he cannot see anything. It's the black screen still when he did the hitbox warp. This is just my point of view of it, and he's using, like, I'm using screen share so he can see where he's going as well. But if it was, like, applied to actual runs, let's say, and you got a black screen, and you wouldn't be able to see where you're going, you would just have to go based off of your knowledge of map to, like, go to a specific load zone.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
you have
like,
to figure out, like, how, like, where you are when you do the particular hitbox warp or death warp, and then after that, you have to figure out, like, which would be very difficult because your controls are, like, inverted in this state. You'd have to, like, navigate blindly to a load zone or wherever it is that you needed to go. And the other thing about it is you would need to kind of, like, you can't let go of a direction or else it'll kind of, like, warp you somewhere else. So you'd have to, like, hold the direction you wanted to go, and then while you're holding it, like, move your thumbstick around into the other direction and then start going that way. It's going to be difficult. It's like, by no means is this going to be a simple glitch to understand and also use practically.
Yeah, so like I don't think it would have any applications to the run currently. One, because the only level we can currently do it on, because it gives you a black screen, specifically TCS, is Jedi Battle. There's obviously like no load zones to hit and whatnot, no end level triggers anywhere, because it would already hit it with the hitbox warp. But if there's other places where you can get a black screen, then yeah, it would apply. And also, and it's not even this game, it's more or less LSW2 is like the big one, because the black screen's every warp you do. So whether it works the same way as TCS, I would assume it does work the same way with this sort of state.
I would assume as well, because I've seen you do it, and it looks the exact same as far as like the way that it's happening, like the screen, like the way the screen immediately turns black, what you're doing to make the screen turn black. There's no reason for me to believe it's not the case. I obviously cannot 100% confirm that it is, but I think it's safe to assume that is the case.
All right, I might have covered everything we needed to talk about this, and I mean, yeah, throw any questions in the Discord, and I mean,
yeah, I'll answer anything.
And a lot of them might not even be able to be answered because this is just so weird, and
it
I don't
is
know.
really strange. Yeah, it's. I do think if we are correct, and this does work the exact same in I don't know if it's Lego Harry Potter or Batman or Lego Star Wars 2. Any game that you do get black screens on like this, every time you do a warp or even just in certain places, I do think it's very likely that you'll be able to use it to go directly to a load zone and skip significant places that I don't know what on those games specifically what rooms need to skip desperately, but this would be a good way of going about doing that.
For sure, and I mean, just the fact that it collects, like, mini-kits and whatnot already, like, just like a hitbox warp in general, collects, like, everything around you, like, that's already helpful enough, and then there's also this where maybe you can travel to load zones, which is the big thing, yeah.
Yeah, it's funny that, like, I feel really stupid for not thinking about this, but, like, any missing, kits, probably, if you were close enough to the kit when you did a death warp or a hitbox warp, actually, never mind, you're wanting to do these all in story. Either way, I guess it's possible that if you could find a place that you could do a hitbox warp, because, hitbox warp in story, because only hitbox warps work in story, because obviously you can't change characters in story. But if you can find a hitbox warp with a box that can push you out anywhere near a mystery kit that still hasn't been gotten, you probably could use that to get that mystery kit if you were close enough to it when you did it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if there's any that are, that is possible for that are left, but that's just a suggestion.
And I know you can't get into that, like, spot in story for Jedi Battle, but something like LSW2 where you have, like, a certain out of bounds that you can, like, get the glitch on, if there was some way of maybe killing your character, if there's like a hitbox warp where you kill your character and then it respawns in bounce, maybe you can get into the state and story in like a game like LSW2. TCS just wouldn't work because currently we just hit load zones with it, other than Jedi Battle. But maybe there's another spot somewhere else that we don't know of.
It's possible, yeah. I've kind of thought that maybe there's a way to do a death warp with one of the various mini kits. Is that what they're called? Like the different cheats that you can turn on. I know that there are a lot of them that I haven't messed with. I know that there's the one that you can explode with, like droids.
Oh, self-destruct.
I thought maybe if the frame that you die, I'm just gonna say frame for the sake of the conversation. I don't know if it's frame perfect literally, but I'd imagine it's somewhere near that. And also it's kind of position based as well. It's really weird. But if you could self-destruct the moment that you die, that's something that somebody might want to look into as well. That might be something they could create. Obviously there aren't a ton of missions where you can have a droid, and I don't know how routing would go for that, or if that would be in any way practical, but that's something that I thought maybe could create a death warp.
Yeah, possibly. I could already think of a spot in LSW2 where I got one in Betrayal of Bespin, where one of the out of bounces are. If you did that with R2D2 and flew out of bounds with him and self-destruct, maybe after getting it, like, I don't know, that could be a possibility already. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty endless because, like, there's so many spots that could potentially have a hitbox warp. I don't really understand why they're in certain positions around the map, but I mean, there's stuff out there to find, I'm
yeah.
sure.
I don't know why they're like dependent on like angles and things like that. That is very, very bizarre to me. I don't even know if it's the angle necessarily, or if it's fully encapsulating your hitbox, um, like perfectly into a wall. If that's what it is, and you have to fully, for like a second, you have to fully like have your entire wireframe AI biped model like needs to be completely shrouded in collision perfectly, and that's when the game is like, I don't know where you are, I'm going to find you. And then that's what initiates that, what I believe to be a fail-safe for the game. I think it's possible that that was purposely put into the game. Obviously, I'm just speculating. I wasn't, a programmer for this game, but it seems as though that's what it is, because I don't know any other reason that that would happen. Like, it doesn't make any sense that that it works the way that it does, unless like they were aware that this was a bug when developing the Xbox version, and it was just a way of dealing with it.
Also, a small thing, just a theory maybe, that I've realized it's something to do with doors, possibly, because, like, on Rescue the Princess and LSW2, it was in the side of a door, out of bounds, and Betrayal of Her Best Friend, the side of a door. In this, it was on top of a door, or like a gate type thing. So, it's maybe just coincidence that they were all indoors, but, like, I mean, it could have to do with it.
It could be that it's not that it's a coincidence. It's that the actual barriers around doors are like thicker, so it's easier to do them on like very, very like thick barriers, like very, very dense parts of the map. That could be what it is. I know that it isn't just doors, obviously, because I found ones that aren't indoors. But like I found one. Everyone knows about the Kashyyyk one. That hitbox.
Oh yeah, and speaking of that Kashyyyk one quickly, like, that one you can tell it's just like this Jedi battle, like the Arch and Jedi battle we did this one on. Just like the one in Kashyyyk, it's like kind of thick in that like canopy type thing where you get it.
And then then there's one on Mos Eisley's spaceport. I don't know if you guys remember. I was the one that found the ATA map with the speeders originally, and like, you on that one where you get out of the map and then you go into like the room and you get the mini kit. There's actually a particular angle where if you get pushed in, I kind of remember where it is. It will warp you and the speeder past that first load zone, like the one behind the door, the one like you guys don't use that door. You get the stormtrooper to open up the door for you, but the big door, it like hits that particular load zone and then takes the speeder with you. So that's another hitbox warp. I don't know if I ever showed anyone.
Oh, so like way back, so like, the mini kit room on the side that also was a stormtrooper panel. Like, you do a hitbox warp there, and then it warps you all the way to, and then the hitbox actually hits the end of the room.
In theory, that would be the fastest thing to do for it. Wouldn't save like a ton of time, maybe like a few seconds, but in theory, it would be the fastest way of beating that mission in the beginning. Is like getting in the speeder, doing it like first try would be a little bit faster than what you guys do now, but it would just be so hard. It's probably only IO viable.
Yeah, I mean, considering how precise they are and how like weird the tech is. Yeah, probably.
It's the same with that free play skip that I found on Skipmore, I think is what you guys call it.
Death Star Escape.
Ritmore, that's what you guys call it. Yeah. The one where you like jump over with like triple jump and you go into
the clip that skips. Yeah.
I don't really know if this one would be useful. It's just one that I found in story mode, which I like those because they're just so difficult to find. But you know how there's that glass, like that plane of glass where the two stormtroopers are cleaning it, and you can like move them up and down, and then it explodes.
Yeah.
I have a recording of it on my Xbox. You can move them, like you can move it with one controller, and then have another person sitting like at the other controller sitting underneath it. And if you do it in like a very particular angle, it'll warp you to past all the doors that you have to open up in order to get to where that revolving little piece is. Like the one that I found, like the skip that you can get out of the map with.
The box. Oh, the revolving thing in Ripmore.
Yeah, it
I'm assuming it
yeah you
like
can
warps you to the end of that, like end of
yeah
Ripmore
it
into
works you to
like the
the end
little
of that.
grapple
It
room where
would
you grapple across the gap.
yeah it would probably be faster, but like I said, it would not be like a lot faster. Um, it's just another thing where it's like in an ideal world, maybe way down the line, that's probably, unless something else is found, obviously, that's probably what that mission, the beginning of that mission would be like, is like very quickly making that door explode, getting two controllers, having him get underneath it, hit him, skips you having to open up all those doors, and at most it'll probably save, a few seconds.
And I mean, and it's not just those. I'm sure there's so much potential for other ones around the game, but it's just
Oh
so
yeah.
hard to find them because it's so precise.
Anything that can push you out of bounds, you could do a hitbox for. Like there's like 100%. It's just about figuring out where you need to stand. It's about how easy it is for that. I know that there are some that are harder than others. Um, but any place that like an object can force you out of the map, that is a place that a hitbox warp can be done. Like period.
It just has to be at a particular angle. You're saying?
Yeah, you have to figure out the angle, and the angle is going to be like hyper, 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 hyper specific. I've never found a hitbox warp. I've found death warps that are pretty easy, but I've never found a hitbox warp that was like super simple. Not one.
Yeah, because recently we found a flood of death warps that you can do in a bunch of different spots, but hitbox warps have been limited to just like the Jedi battle one we know of and the Kashyyyk one, and the couple you just explained now, and that's about the extent to the knowledge of hitbox warps and where they are.
Yeah, I could think of a few places that they would be nice, but like, doing any of them in a run would be like, unless we find a way to like line them up insanely like perfectly, which I guess is possible because there are games that have done that with equally as difficult tricks. For instance, like the 0-star run of like Mario used to be like just ridiculously difficult. Like it was like unimaginable that would not be a task run, but it is now. Obviously, it's people do it, so I think it's possible. It's just a matter of like really figuring out how they work down to a T. Which I don't think is going to be any, simple task. It's going to be pretty hard.
All right, I think I might stop recording here. I think we've explained a lot, but I mean at the same time, it's still a lot of like unknowns, and just, we don't know, and no one else will know for a bit about stuff like this.
Yeah, the only way that you would have any better idea is if you like actually had the terminal open while you were playing it and seeing how the game is actually functioning from the level down to like the code specifically, see exactly what's happening down to that level. That would help probably.
And also, I guess just feel free to ask questions in the Discord as well.
Yeah.
All right, cool.